Hello everyone, this is Nick from arcade-hunters.com, and this is a video review of Outrun Online Arcade for the Xbox 360. Now, unfortunately, Sega has decided not to renew their contract with Ferrari, which means that this game is not going to be on the Xbox Live come December of 2011. Now, I'm not sure if that means the game is going to be completely removed, or if it's going to be like Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, where if you have the game downloaded, you can still play it. But according to some people in Europe that have the game on PlayStation Network, the game is completely gone. So hopefully if you decide to buy this game when you watch this video, you don't end up losing out on your $8, but you know, it's still going to be good for another year. I hope they don't take it off completely. You know, you can play it online, but it's pretty much a ghost town. It was, you know, when the game originally came out, there were a lot of people that were online, and, you know, I tried doing, I wanted to get an online race, but unfortunately couldn't really find anyone online to play it with, which is, you know, could be another reason why they decided not to renew the contract. You know, it's unfortunate, but, you know, there's other alternatives, and I'll get into that when we do the video. Alright, so here we go. Now, this is really based off of Outrun 2, which came out in the arcades in 2003, and that had an upgrade called Outrun 2 SP, which this game is pretty much based off of. And SP offered a couple of new tracks, and I think also some new music. But unfortunately, this game does not include some of the additions that were made into the sequel called Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast. And if you do want to get that game, there's a bunch of different systems you can pick it up for. It's on Steam. I got my copy on Steam for about $2. I just played it, so I don't think this license agreement has anything to worry about with Steam. I can still play it on there. You can pretty much pick it up there for a good price if you have a PC. It's also available on Sony PlayStation and PSP, and on the original Xbox, and thankfully it is backwards compatible, so you can play it on the Xbox 360. I'm not sure how the backwards compatibility is. I had some issues with the original Outrun 2 on my Xbox 360. I don't know if they've cleaned it up, I doubt it, but it worked alright. But now with this game is, you know, I don't have to tell you how much of an Outrun fan I am. I mean, you know, 1986, that was like one of the games that I loved playing as a kid, whether it was the stand-up unit or the deluxe model, which, you know, I play all the time when I go to Fun Spot. You know, it's down there on the first floor, and I always go down there, and I always make sure I get at least one game or two games worth of Outrun every time I make a trip to Fun Spot. You know, it's just one of those games I have to play because I grew up with it, I loved it, and, you know, when I think of Ferrari, I think of playing Outrun. You know, being able to run in a, you know, hot red Testarossa at, like, you know, 150 miles an hour. It's just that type of game that, you know, it's you know, it's, I would call it one of like the epitome of arcade racing, because, you know, it's just that fast, fun, easy to pick up and play, and doesn't take itself too seriously. I mean, you know, the music is corny as it is, with, you know, stuff like Magical Sound Shower, Passing Breeze, but, you know, it's stuff that I grew up with, and I know a lot of people out there love it too. Now, with this game, you can play it online. There's also some time trial modes and stuff you can do. You can play it online with other players, and what you'll be seeing in the next part of the video is the Heart Attack mode, which I will be getting into that shortly. But, you know, what's really cool with this, that it sucks that they don't have it. It's more of the things that are not in this version of the game that was in Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast, was that you could actually unlock some other options with more music. But, you know, you're playing on an Xbox 360, so you can have any song that you want in it. This game does support the custom soundtrack feature, so if you want to listen to the music from 1986, if you want to hear Belle Biv DeVoe, I don't care, you can listen to it. And that's completely random, but, you know, it's got a lot of great stuff that this version doesn't have, and one of them was you could actually unlock the tracks from Daytona USA 2, which was really cool because Daytona USA 2 has never been released on consoles, so you can play that along with some of the stages from Scud Race, which I'm pretty sure is Sega GT, that's just the Japanese version, but you could also play in Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast. You could do some of the tracks in reverse, which was pretty cool, but I'm pretty sure this does not offer that. The online in the game, I've had some good and I've had some bad. I know a lot of people, when this game came out, when they were doing their reviews, they were panning it because the online was that bad. But, you know, for your $8, you get a really good, you know, even the single player is really good with the time trials, stuff that you can do. You can play, like, right here. This is the regular Outrun mode, which is, you know, as Yu Suzuki called it, it's not really a racing game because you're not racing against other players. He calls it a driving game because you're just simply out for a drive. You know, go out to impress your girl. And speaking of impressing your girl, right here in the original 1986 Testarossa, this is the Heart Attack mode, which I think is one of the coolest additions to Outrun 2. This is one of my favorite modes, and even when I played it in the arcades, you know, unfortunately, the last arcade I played it at was in Qzar, which was on the 7th episode of Arcade Hunters. They did have a lot of these cabinets for some reason in Las Vegas. I don't know why. They had a lot of SPs, and they had a lot of original Outrun 2s, and I used to play them both every time I played them. I'm pretty sure the MGM Grand and the Luxor used to have them. I'm not sure if they do anymore, but if they do, you know, definitely give it a play. Now, what's cool with this version with Heart Attack mode, the girl passenger pretty much is like Christina Aguilera knockoff, but what she does is she'll tell you to do different things in order to impress her. So it'll start out pretty simple as pass the cars, don't crash, drift more, but as you'll see getting into more of it, if you do very good, she'll ask you to do different things, like hit the ghosts. Like right here, this is something they added into SP, which is go through the gates, where you have to go through these things, and each more of the gates that you go through, she'll give you a different grade. So right there, I got AA if I would have had more. And obviously, it's still the same as playing Outrun. You have to get to the end of the stage, but you also have to do the things that she wants, so that doesn't really factor into the time. But what it does is it actually will help you learn some of the patterns for other stages, because she'll say to you, drift more, and that'll be pretty much, you know, when she's not with you, you'll know that's like right here, this is a spot that, you know, you're going to want to drift because it'll be easier to get through. It's not just, you know, stuff to impress her where she'll tell you, like, run through the bread line or collect the coins and stuff like that. So it's cool things that you can put to your advantage when you start playing the game regularly. So, you know, it's unfortunate that, you know, Sega has not decided to renew their contract with this, because I would love to see more of Sega's racing games and driving games on Xbox Live Arcade. It's another one that they actually lost the source code to the original Daytona. I can't believe, like, you know, one of the top-selling money-making arcade games of all time, they lost it. They did try to make a new version of it called Sega Racing Classic with some, I think they were trying to update the visuals, but I mean, there's a lot more pop-up in that game than there was in the original Daytona back in 1994. It's really sad when you look at it, but I haven't heard that many good things about that game. I'm kind of going off from doing Outrun, but you know, it's cool to see how they have gotten back and trying to do more. They did another game called Sega Race TV that I have never seen before, but it looked decent. Thank God Sega didn't do it, but Namco did the Mario Kart racing game, but that's something else. But, you know, this game is still, you know, it's worth checking out. You can do the demo on Xbox Live and check it out and see if you like it. I really hope it stays up for more than that December 2011. I hope it doesn't just completely vanish. You know, if that ends up being the case, you know, I'll put an edit on the video description. And if that does happen, pretty much go online. Hopefully Steam doesn't take it down, but, you know, you can find copies of Outrun 2 for the Xbox, and also Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast you can find for very reasonable prices online, and as I said, for a number of different systems. So this is, I did very bad on this. Past the convoys, they put in a lot more trucks than they do in the original version of the game, and she gave me an E, and I actually have a -10 on my heart meter. So this is Nick from Arcade Hunters. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back with more arcade home port reviews soon. So thank you for watching.
Time over. Rank C.